Shadow over Rome, the story of Spartacus's uprising, historical fiction, expanded in epic style. First, iron walls of Capua. In the heart of Capua, a city of marble villas and bloody spectacles, stood the school of Batiatus, not a temple of learning, but a forge of death. There, gladiators were trained, slaves taught to die beautifully. They were not called by names, only by numbers, like logs awaiting the fire. But one of them had a name that spread in whispers behind iron doors. Spartacus. He was different. In his eyes there was no animal fear, only barely contained dignity. He wasn't Roman, but he knew well what honor, weapons, and oath meant. Once he had fought for Rome as an auxiliary soldier, but then he became a slave himself, betrayed, captured, chained, and now forced to entertain those who humiliated him. But the fire within him didn't die, and he lit that fire in others. The night of escape. The evening was quiet, like before a storm. Only one slave remained in the kitchen. The guards were drinking wine, and suddenly, a flash of metal, a cry swallowed by the dark. Within minutes, the fiery eyes of gladiators emerged from the shadows. Spartacus and 70 men stepped into the night, not like shadows, but like a storm. They captured a wagon of weapons and marched upward toward Mount Vesuvius. There, in the mountains, they became free. No state, no banner, but already no masters. All roads lead to rebellion. The news spread faster than any messenger. The slaves have escaped, and they are armed. Everyone who had endured whips, mines, and humiliation began to flee, from estates, from fields, from pits. Entire families joined Spartacus, with children, wounds, and dreams. One brought a scythe, another a spear, another just a stick. Spartacus did not turn them away. He saw not a burden, but proof that fear no longer held. Italy, his small band, turned into an army. 4. Rome looks down. The Roman aristocracy laughed. Slaves, fighting, they have no discipline, no tactics. Send a praetor, let him get some exercise. But when the first army under Verinius was crushed, and then a second, panic seeped into the Senate. Spartacus didn't just fight. He maneuvered, planned, retreated, and struck like a seasoned general. His enemies marched confidently and died. His rebels, once armed with stones and sticks, now carried real Roman blades taken from fallen legions. The Alps that never freed. By 72 BC, Spartacus's army stood in the north. The Alps were just ahead, snow-covered, clean, like hope. He wanted to cross them and disband the army, to let each go home. But part of his force, especially the new ones, drunk on vengeance and greed, refused. "We didn't flee just to run. We want revenge. We want Rome," they cried. Spartacus hesitated. His humanity clashed with duty. He was no tyrant. He listened, and the army turned back. It was a fatal mistake. Vi Crassus, the blade that hesitates not. Rome's patience broke. The Senate appointed Marcus Licinius Crassus, the richest man in Rome, to crush the rebellion. Crassus hesitated at nothing. He executed deserters by decimation, killing 1 in 10. He built 400 kilometers of fortifications to trap Spartacus in southern Italy. He sought not victory, but an example. Spartacus tried to escape by sea, bribing pirates, but they betrayed him. The lines of Crassus closed in. The last day in 71 BC, the plains near the river Silarus became not a battlefield, but a finale of tragedy. Spartacus turned to his men. "Those who came with me, you may leave, but I will not run. I will not abandon the road we chose." He killed his own horse. "If I win, I'll find another. If I lose, I won't need one." He went first, not for gold, for freedom. He fought like Mars himself, but his body was never found, lost in blood and mud among thousands. Spartacus died a free man. Varro, Rome avenge. 6,000 captives were crucified along the Appian Way from Capua to Rome. They were left unburied to rot as a warning. Rome had won, but not healed. Every patrician who passed by the crosses saw not just rebels, but fear. Ix, legacy of the shadow Spartacus, had no banner, no nation, no crown. But he had a will that outlived even the empire. His name survives in the hearts of those who will not wear chains, who believe that even a slave can become a hero. Spartacus founded no state, but he became a symbol. And that Rome never conquered. We were not slaves. We were men, only denied the right to dignity. And when we reclaimed it, we were free, even if we died. Imagined words of Spartacus before his final battle.